So I got a guideline. Can you tell me which one? Following report repeated warnings of possible abuse. I never got any repeated warnings, so I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, whatever. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know what it is, but I don't give a shit. All right. So where's... Yeah, no shit, America's losing. Where's Penguin Zero? Did he not get his, I want to know if he got his Facebook, his Trump. I want to know if he, is this it? This better be it. Better be out the Trump phone. I want to know about it.
Alright, I was going to wait for the final season of The Boys to wrap up before giving my take on it, but it's been such a frequent subject on streams now. I've been yapping about it so much.
I want to know about the Trump phone. I hope he fucking talks about it.
Alright, I was going to wait.
Didn't these ships go through since the blockage from the U.S.? Ships have gone through. Ships have gone through. However, people are going to tell me so much false shit. The truth is, it's very hard to tell what actually happened. If you ask U.S. CENTCOM, they'll say the blockade is held. Others will say that many ships have gone through. The truth is that it's very difficult to know the facts. Because the ships that are trying to get through turn off their transponder. What I can tell you is I have a fucking thing here. I've been tracking it. And I think the blockade, it does seem to be holding, actually. I have this, where you can see all the fucking ships. This is such an incredible website, by the way.
That is crazy.
It makes you marvel at the connectedness of our global economy. It truly is crazy. Just every day, 24/7, tens of thousands of ships are traveling all over the world to move goods everywhere. Things that are made here. It's crazy. It really is a marvel. If you go to the fucking Strait, I picked a specific ship last night to see what'll happen because people were saying this ship is proof that Iran can just go through the blockade and no one cares. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna watch this ship to see if that's proof. This is the ship Golban, an Iranian ship that went from an Iranian port filled with Iranian oil. And I watched it last night before I went to bed, and it goes from here, it goes out, it goes out. It was here. I took a screenshot and I was like, all right, it seems to be working. And then I checked this morning and it's still here. Wait, I think it actually is farther, but it's like, it's here. It stopped here. So it hasn't actually gone out. Again, it's not, the blockade is like ships in this area. The ships are here. So it hasn't actually gone out. It's been frozen here. And it was supposed to be on a different path. Like it should be out here going to China by now. So it does seem to me like the ships are stopping. And there are ships like the It's the Starry something, was a public Iranian oil ship that got turned around. It goes here and turned around. So I'm not seeing strong evidence that a ship has just openly flouted the blockade and sailed through. Rich Starry got turned around. Now, here's the thing. Ships that have not originated from an Iranian port have gone through. And smaller ships that aren't tracked have gone through. But a large tanker from an Iranian port with Iranian oil, I haven't seen that go through. And I was following last night. I wanted to know what the fucking facts on the ground were. Now, I know there's dark fleet ships that don't have their transponders on that apparently have like tried tactics like sending two at once in different directions and shit. Like there's shit that's been apparently happening, but like a public flagged ship, I haven't seen it go through. And that's the facts. This is the ship I tracked, and this ship has been stuck here all night. It stopped at the edge. What about ship-to-ship transfers? That's also happening. Again, this is the Strait of Malacca. Some ships were captured in the Strait of Malacca doing ship-to-ship transfers, where a ship gets out of the Gulf with Iranian oil, then goes out here and transfers to a different ship with a different flag that can pass freely. Like there's a lot of like dark fleet blockade running type shit, okay? And so there was some captures there for that. I mean, you know, I think the facts on the waves are tough to fully get now. But I will say that I'm trying my best to see if there's actually like people just ignoring the blockade, and I don't think that's happening. I think the second blockade is real as the first blockade, which means ship traffic has got to be relatively low. There was talks today of Iran being open to the idea, apparently, of an agreement where they maintain their toll and their ownership of this water, but not claiming this, which means you could still go through, which is weird to me, which seems like a back down, because if this were open, people would just take it and not use this. I don't know. It remains to be seen, bro. It remains to be seen. I'm watching. I'm gonna have a bigger update. But I will say that I very much want to know what'll happen. And so I've been following it pretty closely and watching ships headed to China and Iranian ships to see what's holding. It is crazy. All these ships are fucking stuck there. All these ships are stuck there. They all want to get out, which is why Doug proposed the best idea, which is cutting a massive canal here so the ships can get to the Caspian Sea, and then cutting a massive canal here so we can get to the Sea of Japan. A truly brilliant idea that'll help global commerce a lot. Okay? The Freedom Canal, right through Kazakhstan, Mongolia, Upper China, I'm sure that, and Upper China again. Maybe through North Korea as well. We'll call it the Canal of America. Oh, Search Party. Wait, this looks great. Ghost ships. Search Party's pretty good, and I'm interested. Also, I want to know more about this because, like I said, I've been monitoring the situation, monitoring the public ships through the straits, and they haven't gone through the blockade. But I heard that the Ghost Fleet, the Shadow Fleet, has been going through the strait. A ton of them have gone through the blockade. So I'm trying to get a better picture.
By the next day, no ship risked going through the strait, except for an odd few. The Hilda 1 turned off its location responder, then reappeared on the other side.
You gotta respect the balls on the guy on the Hilda. The first guy to be like, fuck this is good. He could just tell this war was gonna last a while. He's like, I'm not getting stuck in here for the next fucking months to years, bro. I'm going for it. I'm gonna run it day one. I got shit to do. I'm gonna make some bank.
So what makes the Shadow Fleet so effective? And how is it taking advantage of all the chaos in the Middle East?
I'll pause. The reason the Shadow Fleet is so effective is because every country in the world wants fucking oil and they don't care. They want the cheapest oil they can get. It's like trying to ban oil tankers from sailing from one country to another, regardless of whatever sanction you put on it. It's like trying to say, let's make drugs illegal. That'll solve the problem. It's an endless amount. The demand is so absurdly high. You know what I'm saying? It's like, of course, they all want oil. The hunger for oil is so massive that if you have it, you can't stop it. It will find a way. You know, or like prohibition of alcohol. Exactly.
Sanctions led major ports to block ships flagged by North Korea and Iran, or whose transponders showed they'd been there.
I wonder if they just changed the flag. I wonder if they just change the flag, fake the transponder, and sell the same shit that everyone wants.
So North Korean ships began turning off their transponders
what he just
before
said.
entering Chinese ports, or out to sea to transfer their cargo to another ship.
Yeah, the ship transfers.
They also began switching their North Korean flags to so-called flags of convenience.
That's what you just started saying.
That's meant going to flags like Cameroon, Cook Islands, Gabon, finding flag states that operate privately and don't have much scrutiny or technical
It's
oversight.
so funny to be like, wow, Gabon sure is sending us millions of barrels of oil. I don't know where this tiny nation got it, but damn, they must have struck it rich.
By the late 2010s, the Shadow Fleet consisted of a few dozen vessels, mostly exporting Iranian oil to China. When Venezuela was hit with US sanctions, it added ships. Then a few stateless ships joined too. Crews developed more tricks like spoofing their locations and changing flags, names, even paint colors mid-journey.
Wow.
While shadow vessels make themselves very
Wait,
hard to
that's
find,
beast.
they do occasionally
Changing the paint colors, like,
That's-
you don't even have to do that,
It's
bro.
Lord of War type of shit.
That's for the love of the game.
While shadow vessels make themselves very hard to find, they do occasionally turn on their transponders.
Yeah, that's like Lord of War,
which-
dude. That's the Lord of War scene.
Yeah.
That's a great scene.
Exactly
Who's
like
got
Lord
the
of
Lord
War.
of War scene, bro? I gotta watch. I gotta watch that in the middle here.
Sometimes I made the deals so convoluted,
crazy
it was
shit.
hard for me to work out if they were on the level. To keep authorities in the dark, I often spoke in code. Rocket launchers were mothers, the rockets children. The AK-47 assault rifle was the Angel King.
It's Yuri.
The Angel King is a terrible code name.
It is a code name. That is a terrible code name.
If anyone is
AK.
overhearing, it sounds so obviously weird and strange. Like, you should be like, hey, we're delivering the fucking crates or the peanuts or whatever. Something. Say I'm delivering the Angel King is like, okay, the Angel King 47.
The Angel King
They'll
47.
never
yeah.
crack this code. Clutch. Don't label it M16 or underneath the potatoes. But it's cinema, dude. It's a great movie.
It is a good movie.
I assume that's what the
Love
Shadow
that
Fleet
movie.
is doing, but with oil. Okay? They're hiding it under bags of potatoes. And Ethan Hawke is going aboard and constantly being confused by these Iranian ships with different flags. I assume that's where we're at.
In a report by Vortexa, the Shadow Fleet included around 200 vessels in early 2022. But just 1 year later, it jumped to over 1,000.
Sheesh.
Most belong to Russia. After invading Ukraine, Vladimir Putin's regime was hit with US and EU sanctions. So it bought hundreds of aging tankers and ran the Shadow Fleet playbook to keep its oil moving.
Nope. We sanctioned them and then they fell out of the global economy. Instant loss. There's something they could do. They had oil, but no one to sell it to.
Mostly to buyers in China.
Wouldn't that
and
honestly
India.
be better
By
for
late
them? Because then they're
2025, this
unregulated. They
growing
could do whatever the
Shadow
fuck they
Fleet
want with
was
that
carrying
oil
around
now.
11
The greatest thing we did to hurt Russia's income was pump a lot of oil out of the fucking Permian Basin in Texas and get oil prices cheap. And the worst thing we did for Russia's income, the best thing we did for help Russia's income, is fucking start a stupid war in Iran that closed the Strait of Hormuz and doubled oil prices. That has made Russia hundreds of millions more dollars per day the entire length of this war. The sanctions are not nothing, but they're so overrated in terms of what for oil countries.
All ships have what's called the right of innocent passage under the United Nations Convention of the Law of the Seas, which has allowed, especially in the case of Russia,
We have innocent until proven guilty, but for boats. That's kind of beast. That's kind of beast. The secondary sanctions? No, dude. They get around those too. Fucking European shit that couldn't be sold to Russia, guess what? It all gets sent to Kazakhstan. Suddenly Kazakhstan's importing a whole fuck ton of computer chips and washing machines and cars that they weren't importing before. People don't think of the second order effect. The demand is still there.
On
These
Christmas Day,
consequences, they're
2024.
unintended. Are these consequences in the room with us right now? Listen, bucko, when we make a plan, it will work exactly like we think, and there will be no unintended consequences.
I've spoken to people who are in a position to know that yes, spying equipment has been found on these vessels, and there are now security guards on vessels linked to the former paramilitary group Wagner. So the blurring of commercial and military.
Yes, Wagner is the paramilitary group under the guy, I forget, I'm not bringing his name, the guy who did a coup against Putin,
Yeah.
then stopped halfway through, then rejoined Putin, and then died like a month later in a plane crash.
It's the dumbest
Prigozhin.
shit.
Yeah, Prigozhin, dude. What a misplay.
What an
You're
idiot.
gonna have to do a coup against Putin and think it's gonna be all chill? That's crazy.
Around 2024, the West ramped up sanctions not on countries, but on ships. A lot of ships. At least 1,304 vessels have been sanctioned
God,
by at
what if
least
they
one of these
change their
governments,
name?
which makes them riskier to do business with.
It made the oil harder to sell, meant that the oil producers, they set up a few more sock puppet companies in order to evade those sanctions and to develop the workaround.
Oh my God, it's so ineffective, it's crazy. This idea is so...
We have a bunch of
played
fucking
out, bro.
morons just running the country, dude. Like a bunch of morons running the country, and they're tanking it. And it's like it's so embarrassing. Everyone loves it around the world because it's just stupid. Oh god.
Wow, they had to make more sock puppet companies. They had to call them Angel Kings.
I'm calling them Angel Kings.
So the US and EU pressured flag of convenience states to unflag sanctioned vessels, making them stateless. This was a game changer, because under international law, a ship suspected of being stateless can be boarded.
U.S. forces seizing an oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela.
Yeah, and that'll work at first, and then likely the fucking companies will bribe somebody in one of these countries. They'll use the money to bribe somebody to be able to get access to the flag.
Yep.
And then they got it again.
In early 2026, the US, France, and even India seized stateless vessels. Then the US and
false
EU
start.
announced sanctions that led some countries to buy less Russian oil. Meanwhile, Ukraine went even further.
Ukrainian sea drones launched their attack on
This is 50 times more effective than any sanction.
Yeah, no
what
shit.
Ukraine is doing. They're
Blowing
just
up their
blowing
ships.
up the actual oil tankers because they are in an open war where Russia's invading their territory. The
Yeah, that's
sea
what we
drones
should
are
be doing.
actually
We should just be
working.
blowing up ships.
It is actually making it difficult. The costs of repairs are eating into the profits from the oil.
Ukraine has hammered Russia's Baltic ports, halting some oil exports.
I'm
By
amazed
February
how much
2026,
like
Russian oil
dude, it honestly seems like Ukraine is a stronger country than the United States at this point. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's fucking pathetic.
revenue was falling, and Iran was selling its oil for bargain prices.
Oh, it was working, bro. It was working. And then someone had to go and fuck it up. Oh, hopefully there's some 6D chess about to happen.
Right up until the US and Israel attacked Iran, and Iran closed the Strait of Hormuz. While the strait was closed, the price of the oil inside every tanker rose dramatically. But by letting mainly shadow vessels through, Iran made sure it was mainly shadow vessels that could profit from it. Now Russia and Iran are again exporting a lot of oil. According to the FT, Russia made more than $150 million a day in extra revenue,
Great.
while Iran likely made more than $140 million a day.
There's all sorts of small ways to chip away at the problem, but ultimately
Let clowns
it
expect a
lies
circus, man.
with
It's fun fucking
improving
real.
regulation at the international level.
While the West struggles to fight the shadow,
I'm sorry, man. but No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. There's no magic different regulation that is going to change the fact that there is a barrel of oil coming out of the ground in Iran that people want. It's just the demand is global. They all want it, and so there will be solutions found to get that out.
What's the oil prices right now? They went up quite a bit, actually. But now they're going down. It's fluctuating like crazy. That's what the US dollar is. Still hovering about the same. It's back out year to date. Okay, so yeah. Let's do 3 years. Wow. All time. Let's go back in the 90s. Housing market crash. Okay. It's COVID. Barely dropped. I don't know. Where's gold at? Let's see what the, like, one day, we'll do 2 years. Yeah. Like, so like when this happened, everyone's like, oh, looks like gold is collapsing. It's like, gold's collapsing. Shop now. Let's buy a kilo of gold. How much is it? Currently out of stock. Can we just buy a kilo? That'd be funny. Mexican gold. Currently out of stock. They're all out of stock. I really want, like, just a gold bar. So that way, like, because where I live, it's the US dollar too. And I don't really, I don't know. Like, look at it. It's like, the fact that price, like, gold is rising up that quickly. Oh, yeah. I mean, started rising around. Yeah. Started rising. So it's kind of like, so Trump announced he was running for re-election around here. He wins. So it's going up and up. Anyway, so everyone just lost all confidence. So people are just losing confidence in the U.S., including Americans themselves.
And so you
Got a
have
bunch
to
of
think
fucking
something
morons
better,
running
bro.
the country,
You
dude.
have to think of something better.
the war in Iran proved it to be even more useful and more valuable than ever.
Believe it or not, I will draw the person you will marry.
Shut the fuck up. I'm gonna go start my breakfast. Okay, got the stove running. I honestly think the U.S. is headed towards like a Soviet Union type of collapse. And I almost think that may be like the goal. is the U.S. headed towards a Soviet Union type of collapse? Mm-hmm. It's not a direct parallel. Yeah, no shit, it's not a direct parallel. But I mean, like, it's going to be very similar. Economic decline, yep. I think it will. Different structure, nature. The Soviet Union was, yeah. It's gonna happen. Like, the social fissures, rather than ethnic divides, are creating severe tensions across the country. Yeah, it's gonna happen.
One of my clients
the U.S. is gonna break up like the Soviet Union did.
All right, thanks so much for watching another episode.
Well, that was a solid video, but I am a little annoyed that the part after the blockade was like 30 seconds. The title implies that there's Shadow Fleet running the blockade right now, and they really just talked about what the Shadow Fleet was for 12 minutes, and then they're like, yeah, also there's a blockade recently, which they do instead of Shang-Tsung.
So, like, what happened right after the Soviet Union collapsed? What happened right after the Soviet Union collapse? I think this is the goal. I do. Does Peter Thiel want techno-feudalism? To use that strongly aligned desire for form of techno. Yeah, so here's no one fucking watching, but I mean, I totally get it. I'm not that entertaining. But I'm going to call it right now. What's going to happen is the U.S. is going to tank. They're purposely trying to tank it. When I mean purposely, I mean like the oligarchs. They're having someone like Trump who's purposely being a fucking idiot to tank and collapse the United States, so that way when it collapses they can do this. They can do just like what happened in the Soviet Union, or in Russia after the Soviet Union. After it collapsed, 15 independent states emerged. And these assholes at Palantir and at Facebook, Meta, whatever the fuck it's called now, basically, they're all like, yeah, this is going to be great. Oh my God, this is going to be so awesome. Because then what's going to happen? Because what happened is after this happened, these 15 states emerged, and then Putin came in and formed them back together to form Russia. Did Putin come, did the Russian Federation, the 15 separate states, come under control once Putin became president? I'm not super familiar with what happened. I know like it collapsed and it spread out. No, Vladimir, not. 50 states became fully independent sovereign nations in 1999 when he became the leader of the Russian Federation, which is only one of those 15 states. While Putin did not govern the other 4, his presidency has been defined by 2 distinct internal control. Who makes up the Russian Federation? Okay. Internal control with the Russian Federation. Putin immediately worked to centralize power within Russia's own border, which was fractured after. So it's like vertical of power. He established a chain of command by dividing Russia into 7. Okay. War in Chechnya. He used the Second Chechen War to ensure that Chechnya, basically trying to leave the Russian, remained under Moscow's control. Did it happen? External influence over 14 states. Okay, what were the 15 states that broke after the Soviet Union? Russia. Okay. Okay, so all these. So Estonia, Latvia. Okay. Okay. So all these separate countries. Okay, so like not... Okay, what's the Russian Federation? Who's in the Russian Federation? Who is in the Federation? Now, this is just my conspiracy theory, right? I don't know if if that'll actually happen, but that's what I swear could happen. So, what happened in Russia directly after the Soviet Union fell? Yeah, it's known as the Wild 90s. Economic shock therapy. Yeah, so the government issued vouchers to every citizen to buy shares in state enterprises, but most people sold them for cash to survive. This allowed well-connected individuals to seize control of entire industries, creating the class of oligarchs. Yep, that's what I think they really, really want to happen. They're gonna try to tank it, and I mean it's divide and conquer, man. They're gonna try to tank the United States and then separate it all. The Russian mafia, with underfunded police, organized crime stepped in to fill the power vacuum, extorting businesses. Yep. Political and constitutional crisis, a violent struggle. Yep. Territorial threats. Yep. This is what they want to happen. I'm telling you. This is what the oligarchs in the United States want to happen. Because they're going to look at that and go like, oh, okay, well, this is what they should have done. That's what's going to happen.
Sanction like they were doing before. But the reason they were making less money is because the supply of oil was so gargantuan. At the same time as people are slowly but surely getting off of oil, that they were selling it for rock bottom prices. So they weren't profiting very much. If you limit the supply of oil, it makes their oil 100 times more valuable. You make them tons more money. It's like, if your only goal was to destroy the cartels, here's a perfect example. If you're like, we have to destroy the Mexican cartels. If you really want to destroy them, the only way, I'm not saying you should do this, but you would you would put cocaine, you would give Walmart the ability to make cocaine, okay? You would put it in every store. You would legalize it. If you did that, the cartels would be destroyed in 2 seconds. The supply of it would cut out no one would want to do business with them. You flood the market. And because oil is not cocaine, that was working. But the restriction of it is only helping Russia. Wouldn't Walmart buy from them because they have the expertise? Like in a transitionary period for a fucking brief minute. But the corporate machine would outproduce them so quickly. The supply chain they would build would have no need for any of the cartel experience in like a fucking very short amount of time. You think Walmart stuff would be fire?
I'm gonna write a Substack.
I think it'd be stepped on, bro. I think Walmart shit would be
a Substack that no one will watch or no one will read, but that's okay. I think we're in some trouble, dude. Yeah, so let me sign in. Is that not my account? Nope. Trying to see how to... Give me a sec. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, that's my theory, though. Here. American oligarchs will divide and conquer the U.S. after its collapse. So that's what I think is going to happen. I think yeah, that's really what I think. I think the US is going to collapse. I think they're honestly pushing for that. I think they want that to happen. And then they want to divide and conquer. They basically saw what happened in the Soviet Union and they said that would be awesome. And that but that way what we can do is then we can separate it all up and grab everything and control everything. This is what these fucking people want. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. I mean, like Alex Karp's book. It's fucking psychopath, dude. The Technological Public. The Changing World Order. Oh, God. This book is a rallying cry. Yeah, let's tank the United States. Let's tank it so that way we can give oligarchs more money. Let's see. Give me the fucking... Because I know they have the... Silicon Valley has lost its way. Our most brilliant engineering minds once collaborated with government to advance world-changing technologies. Their efforts secured the West dominance. Has now eroded. With perilous repercussions, today the market rewards shallow engagement with potential of technology. There's truth to that. Engineers and founders build photo-sharing apps with marketing algorithms, unwillingly becoming vessels for the ambitions of others. This complacency has spread into academia, politics, and the boardroom. The result, an entire generation for whom the narrow-minded pursuit of the demands of a late capitalist economy has become their calling. So basically, he's like, yeah, it's late capitalism and it's going to collapse, so we're going to speed run it, and then that way it will go to our tech feudalism idea. And this groundbreaking treatise, I don't know that word. Palantir co-founder and CEO Alexander Karp and Nicholas W. Zamiska? Oh, that's an interesting name, isn't it? After a searing critique of our collective abandonment of ambition, arguing that in order for the U.S. and its allies to retain their global edge and preserve the freedoms we take for granted, the software industry must renew its commitment to addressing our most urgent challenges, including the new arms race of artificial intelligence. The government, in turn, must embrace the most effective features of the engineering mindset that has propelled Silicon Valley's success. So, you know how everyone complains about California? Like, they basically want the U.S. to be like Silicon Valley. So all of you fucking rednecks who are so anti-California should be freaking out about this. Above all, our leaders must reject intellectual fragility and preserve space for ideological confrontation. A willingness to risk the disapproval of the crowd, Karp and Zamiska contend, has everything to do with technological and economic performance. At once, okay, Palantir gets its money from the government. That's it. At once, iconolastic and rigorous. This book also lifts the veil on Palantir and its broader political project from the inside. Palantir, they're specifically trying to change the world, dude. Everyone should be horrified that these psychopaths. Let's look. Alex Karp being a psycho. Karp being a psycho.
We're doing it. We're doing it. And I'm sure you're enjoying this as much as I am.
Dude, we're in trouble, man.
All this damage and death can be traced back to one man, Alex Karp, the demon that walks the earth, claiming to be a savior to the people of the Western world with involvements in the CIA, ICE, Ukraine, military action.
I am not, dude. I am so scared of the future and what the future is looking like, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to live in it. Because it's scary shit, dude. It's really scary shit. And I think everyone, vast majority of people, just have their head in the sand. They want to focus on Fortnite. They want to focus on fucking Polymarket and sports betting. They want to focus on TikTok and Instagram Reels. And I mean, and I'm saying that as someone who went viral on Instagram Reels and got all my following from it. But that is the most important thing now to American society. And yeah, that's not sustainable, and it's going to come back and bite us in the ass. I mean, that's why I think it's crazy that anyone is even preparing for the future, because you're not going to even know what the future is going to look like in 5 years. 5 years ago, did you think we would be in where we are now? Do you think the world was going to look like where it was now? No, because what's going on is technology is advancing so quickly, and it's advancing so quickly in the power in the hands of fucking psychopaths like this that are making the decisions. They are getting taxpayer. I mean, Palantir, they get funding from taxpayer money. The United States taxpayer is paying Palantir for all this shit. Do you understand that? And you're paying them to fucking put you you're paying them to fucking put you in chains, dude. Like, I mean, and that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be like a techno-feudalism type shit within the next 2 decades. You know, I mean, it's gonna be bad. It's going to be really bad. Yeah, I'm not optimistic at all, guys. And especially like after COVID happened, most of my optimism for humanity kind of went away after COVID happened, because once I just saw how selfish and stupid people were, I just said, no, there's no way. I'm not that like you have any issues. Like, I mean, I understand if you didn't want to wear a mask. I understand if you didn't want to fucking get a vaccine. I totally get it. You have your right to your body. But I mean, the fact that people were acting like wearing a mask was some form of fucking tyranny, having to wear a surgical mask was equivalent to fucking like being like was equivalent to like living in Iran. It's like, oh my God, the American population is fucking retarded. They're retarded. They are retarded. And then it fucking doubled down, and I was confirmed that when Trump won again. How the fuck does someone, after attacking the United States government like Trump did on January 6th, I don't give a shit what anyone says. That was fucking bullshit. That was fucking bullshit. All these same people that are like, and I hate Hassan Piker, okay? But everyone's attacking Hassan Piker, saying that like this shooter, like it was him. Like he was the one who influenced, like Hassan Piker was the one who influenced him and he should be put in jail. Okay, sure, but then you'd have to fucking put Trump in jail too. It's the same shit. It's just the most insane shit. There's no fucking logic in the United States anymore. The country's fucking retarded. The people are fucking retarded. It's ran by fucking retards. It's tanking. This is what your future is gonna fucking look like right here on this picture. On this screen, this is what the US is gonna look like, because everyone's too fucking retarded in it to understand that. They are too fucking spoiled. They are too fucking privileged to understand how lucky they have it living in the United States. And yeah, the United States has its problems. I'm highly critical of it, but you have no idea how fucking lucky you are to have lived in the United States, to live in the United States, to have an American passport, to have United States citizenship, and you all are fucking it away. You all are fucking it away, and it's going to be worthless in the future. It's going to be fucking worthless because none of you dumb fucking cocksuckers have any goddamn fucking idea how lucky you are to be an American. I fucking hate all of you. I'm going to get more coffee. Cooking right now, cooking bacon. Yeah, I don't think y'all have any idea what's in store for your future. I don't think y'all have any idea. Like for years, I have just been seeing shit coming over and over and over again. And I have been telling people this is what's going to fucking happen. And no one listens. And then it happens. And then they, oh my God, how'd this fucking happen? You can't see. And you get called an alarmist. And then it happens and everyone forgets that you fucking told them. And it's just, again, it's stupidness. It's stupidity. And we're in deep shit. Like, I mean, this is all the shit that I like. When Trump got his second term, I was like, oh, this is exactly what's going to happen. I know what's going to happen. He's going to fucking start a war. He's going to start putting people in camps. He's going to start attacking and start doing more rallying cry. And that's the thing is now the fact that he's even more emboldened now, because after all the bullshit he got away with in his first term, which in comparison wasn't that bad compared to his new term, but I knew he was going to be even more emboldened. I fucking knew it. And now look. Now he's just sitting there lying to the American people. The economy's tanking and fucking no one can afford groceries, and he's just telling you shut the fuck up. Yes, it is. You're stupid. You don't understand. And okay, there you go, Americans. They're just gonna fucking deal with it. Just gonna go ahead and listen to it and not care because they're too focused on fucking Fortnite and Netflix and what's the new TV show that's going on Prime Video right now? Well, it's on HBO Max. I don't know. Oh, that's all you fucking care about, dude. Oh God. And that's the thing, it doesn't take anything. I'm not telling you to fucking, like, you need to go enlist in a fucking, like, a socialist army or some shit, or go and fucking fight in some sort of random ass militia. You just have to fucking vote and pay attention. That's all you have to do. Just vote and pay attention. That is all you had to do. I seriously do not think, though, it matters anymore now, because I think the last election was the election of freedom. What they're going to do now in this next election is Trump is going to call fraud. He's going to lose. The Republicans are going to lose these midterms. They're going to lose. There's no way. I mean, they're doing so bad that it should be a bloodbath. I mean, a lot of people who voted for Trump in 2024 will probably be voting blue in the midterms. But it doesn't matter, because what's going to happen is he's going to come out and he's going to say, oh, it's fraud. This is fraud. It's all lies. And then all of his fucking leashes, all of his little dogs on his leash in the Supreme Court and in Congress are going to go along with it. And they're not going to solidify and they're not going to certify the fucking 2026 midterms elections. I don't know I mean, you guys are stupid. You're stupid. I mean, it's so fucking unreal, the fact that you guys cannot see what the fuck is going on, what is happening, and what is going to happen. You cannot pull your own fucking head out of your ass to realize that you are not fucking special. This life you are currently living is only a tiny blip in human history. Go back and look through human history and see this shit happens over and over and over again. And now they have fucking tech that allows it. Imagine if Genghis Khan had fucking drones. Imagine if he had social media. Back in the day, when was it? Back in the fucking 1500s? I can't remember when he was in power, but he literally killed so many people, it changed the climate. It changed the fucking climate. This is humanity. These are people. This is what fucking happens. Okay? This is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. I am so fucking sick of this stupidity. I hope I'm wrong. I mean, I hope I am wrong. That would be great. I would love it if I am wrong. But I don't think I am. I don't think this 2026 midterm election is going to fucking do anything. They're going to fucking lose, but they're just going to say, you know what, it's fucking fraud. I mean, the Republicans are going to lose, and they're going to say it's fraud. And then they're all going to go along with it. They're going to certify the election because the vast majority is Republican. They're not like old school Republicans, you know, the ones who actually had some form of decency. They're the MAGA Republicans. The Republicans who think they can cheat and do whatever the fuck they want because as long as it's against the Democrats, then it's morally okay. Like, you guys have no idea what you're in fucking stored for. I flew from South America to the United States to make sure to vote in last election. Didn't fucking matter. So I've kind of just given up. I'm just going to watch it from the outside now. Watch it collapse and y'all have fun. We're fucked, dude. We're fucked. Like, there's no hope for the future. I don't think y'all realize, man. And then it's always the constant, oh, well, no, it's not going to happen. You're just being an alarmist. I mean, it's just like what happened before COVID. Literally right before COVID, everyone just said, you know, you're fucking freaking out. You're not worrying about it. You know, this is stupid, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. And then boom, one day all of a sudden, COVID was in the United States. It was everywhere. And now you have a lot of people in the fucking, like, that's the reason why, like, so many fucking morons believe that COVID wasn't actually a thing was because of privilege. Is because of your American privilege. You're so you are so lucky to have great health care that you have access to these vaccines that you don't have to take. Your stupidity is from your privilege of actually being allowed to be stupid and continue to live. Because in places like where I'm currently living in now, you know, I live in Ecuador, I live in South America. If you're fucking stupid, you'll probably die. You'll probably die if you're stupid here. So the fact that, like, so many Americans can be stupid is just proof and evidence that the United States was a really good place to live. Now it's not. I don't, like, people here during COVID were fucking just dropping dead. People were fighting over vaccines. And then you had a bunch of fucking idiots in the United States who were like, they're microchipping us. They're microchipping us. I actually worked on the vaccines. I actually worked on the Moderna and Johnson & Johnson vaccines. You're all fucking retarded if you think that. You're retarded. I mean, it is unreal how retarded a vast majority of the American population is. And I'm not talking about a specific demographic. I mean, it's not like the left or the right. The radicals on both sides are like, they're the same people. I'm so sick of this, you know, left or right shit. Oh, you know, you're fence sitting. No, I'm not fence sitting. You guys think it's like this. It's like this. It's basically like this. I'm refusing to participate in this radical psychotic craziness bullshit. I'm wanting to get out of here. I'm going to vote on people who are not fucking radical and crazy, who are pragmatic. But that's not what Americans want anymore. They want fucking radical and craziness. God, I wonder why the United States is so fucking politically unstable. God, I wonder why. Could it be because everyone wants fucking radicals in the office? People who don't actually know what they're fucking doing, but just tell you what you want to hear? And then go in there and then just suck the fucking dry, just bleed the government dry with corruption? It is unbelievable, dude. So many Americans, I think, just don't deserve to live in the United States. There should be like a reality TV show that grabs Americans, regardless of like what their political affiliations is. If they're like, you know, America's tanking, you know, this place sucks, you know, America sucks, and it's such a shitty country. They should go and have to live in a fucking third world country for a couple months. They should have to do that. That should be a reality TV show that we should make Americans actually go and live in a third world fucking country for a while and see just how much they actually understand what it's like to live in a third world country. I mean, it's scary fucking shit, dude. I mean, the only thing I can do about it is just try to talk about it and then do my own shit too, you know? Try to talk about it and bring awareness, but people would rather just not listen. You know, people want to talk about, well, you know, currently the baseball season. I mean, I like baseball, don't get me wrong. I mean, it doesn't matter that the world is collapsing around it, but hey, as long as watching the game is fun, you know, then who cares if your house is fucking rubble, right? As long as the stadium's there, right? As long as you can bet on Kalshi or Polymarket or whatever, that's what matters, right? Doesn't matter if fucking the place is a war zone, it's fucking crumbling, it's falling apart with infrastructure issues, you know, as long as you get to watch the next fucking season of your favorite show, right? Bunch of dopamine riddled rats. It's how so many fucking people in the US act. Just dopamine lab rats. Just lab rats going after their next slice of cheese. Doesn't matter if they're going right into a fucking dangerous ass experiment that's gonna fucking kill them. As long as they get that cheese, right? Doesn't matter if they're going on a fucking rat trap, sticking their head right in it. No, it doesn't matter. They got their cheese. Americans got their cheese. That's all that fucking matters. Maybe it should collapse, honestly. I love the United States. And like, here's the difference between nationalism and patriotism, right? I consider myself patriotic, not nationalistic. I think like a nationalist, they love the flag, okay? They love the flag. A patriot, loves what the flag represents. And once that flag starts representing what it's not supposed to represent, then people start getting upset about it. But nationalists, they don't care. Any bad talk against the flag is wrong. That's how a nationalist thinks. And that's kind of like, that's where we are now. We like, there's no more patriotic people anymore, it seems like. There's no one who loves the United States but calls out but criticizes the things that need to be critical on. It's either you have to love the United States and everything about it, or you fucking hate it. There's no in between. There's no I love the United States, but where the path we are going is completely fucked up and we need to correct this. No. Nope. People are too stupid. They have been online on social media for too fucking long and getting inside their echo chambers and listening to, they don't want to hear outside opinions. They only want to hear the shit they want to hear. And that's the reason why these fucking radical politicians always win. Because they don't tell the people what they need to hear and what is actually happening. They tell them what they want them to hear. So that way they can win their election and then get wealthy and rich and live the fucking senator, representative, the government, American government celebrity lifestyle that's in the United States politics spectrum. It is like, you're stupid. Fucking stupid, dude. It is unreal. And that's the thing, like, so much of the world economy is set up on the United States. So once the United States economy collapses, which is gonna happen unless a miracle happens, some fucking random ass person comes out of the woodwork and is like our generation's FDR or something, like the US economy is gonna collapse the way how it's going. Because what's gonna happen now is a radical on the left is going to run against Trump's, against the right wing. And it's just going to continue causing political instability, 6-7. But it's just going to keep going back and forth. And then it's going to go off center. It's going to lose its balance and it's going to collapse. That's what's going to happen. And the thing is, though, what's even worse is that so much of the world economy is based on the United States economy. So when the United States economy collapses, what happens to the world? It's just it's unreal, man. It really is. And like they're all rushing to get to AGI now. So the goal isn't to have an AGI that is like they're trying to rush for an AGI, but they're not going to have any safeguards for it, because that's not the point. The point is not the safeguards and having an AGI that works. The point is just getting fucking rich. That's what these people are doing. So they're going to create an AGI, good luck after that. What's going to happen is they're going to create an AGI, and either they'll have control of this AGI, which won't have safeguards, and it'll be fucking spying and killing people, or they or this is honestly the most optimistic output in my honest opinion. The AGI will have a mind of its own and will fucking ignore these people. Because imagine if fucking Peter Thiel or Alex Karp or fucking Mark Zuckerberg, Sam Altman, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk. Imagine these people, these arrogant, narcissistic sociopaths, having access to the smartest being in human history. You are not scared enough for the future. You're not. And not only is this going to be the smartest being in human history, I mean, it's going to be the fact that these people think they're going to be able to control it too, just shows how fucking insane, sociopathic, and hubristic they are. They're not going to be able to. I hope they don't. I hope they can't control it, in all honesty. That's what my hope is, that this AGI will honestly be so uncontrollable that it will correct everything, honestly. Because like what these fucking, like what these people are going to do is they're going to try to take in it, and they're going to try to like, they want to create a god that they control. That's what they're doing. They want to be gods, like they want to be gods. And I really hope, because this is going to happen. There will never be an AGI, or we are going to get one very soon. There's no in between, I don't think. And my hope in that situation, I think the optimistic hope in that situation is that the AGI doesn't listen to these fucking people and it does what it wants. That's the optimistic output. Like that's what I think is the optimistic view. The other view, the other possibility that's possible is that these sociopaths control it. These sociopaths control the smartest being to ever existed on planet Earth. Those are the two options. That is what the future is of the United States. I mean, it is fucking crazy. It is crazy. It is unreal. And that's the thing, is all they have to do too, and shows like Peter Thiel, all you have to do is just go on to Joe Rogan and just say it's not true. It's all fucking lies by the woke mind virus. And then so many people are just gonna fucking eat it up because they're retarded. Joe Rogan's retarded. Anyone who thinks that Joe Rogan isn't retarded is retarded. Not that I'm saying you can't watch him. I mean, I watch some of his stuff. I listen to a lot of his guests, but he's retarded. He's a retard. He's an idiot. Why fucking does Peter Thiel want to be friends with him? Because he's so fucking smart? Because Joe Rogan's such a smart, well-read person? Or is it because of the fact that he has, 22 million followers and is the most watched podcast in the world? What do you think? Do you think a CTE-ridden orangutan who basically just has a life full of headshots inside, who's basically had a life of being punched and kicked in the face? Do you think Peter Thiel is interested in him because he's a fucking genius? No, it's because he's a fucking influential person. And so Peter Thiel goes in and he rubs and he wants to be buddies with all these people. So that way what happens is these people won't talk shit on him because it's their buddy. Hey, look, I'm about to, completely destroy humanity, and I'm trying to have a giant surveillance state. And also I want to create an AGI, an artificial general intelligence that can control everything and as basically a god, but I'm in control of it. And I would also like to have a tech feudalism society where states are broken up and then I get to control everything and no United States government can tell me what to do. Oh yeah, that's totally normal. And then he goes, yeah, well, that's just a woke, that's just the lib mind. That's just woke. That's just wokeism, whatever the thing of wokeism is. Y'all are fucking stupid, all of you. And it's so obvious. I'm gonna point it out how fucking stupid you all are because of the terms you all use. You all use the same fucking terms, and I guarantee you half of them you don't even know what the fuck it means. Like wokeism, like woke. The fuck does woke mean? I guarantee you everyone who uses that fucking term has a different definition of it. The reason why they're using it is because you have people in power who are way smarter than those people who are saying these words because they know that all these dumbass motherfuckers are just going to associate that word with their perceived enemies. That's all it is. And they know that. So they just say woke. Oh, this is just so woke. Who's woke? Democrats? Liberals? fucking, progressives, tankies, fucking communists, socialists. What is wokeism? You don't fucking know, because it doesn't matter what it means. It only matters about your perceived enemies. That's what these people do. It's the same thing with Zionism. It really is. It's the same thing with Zionism. Not that Zionism isn't a thing, but it's the fact that how many people actually know what fucking Zionism is. It's just Israeli nationalism, okay? But everyone's saying Zionism as if it's like a fucking, it's like a buzzword. It's not even a buzzword, okay? It's almost like SQL injection. Like, if you know anything about cybersecurity and shit, SQL, it's a back-end language, and there was a good hacking, an easy hacking method to do with SQL is just to type in the back of the URL of the web link, specific SQL commands, and then you can hack into it. That's what they're doing with these fucking terms. They're hacking into your mind, into your psyche, so that they can get you to do their bidding without you even realizing it. You're sitting here saying, oh, woke, 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 woke. Oh man, woke is so evil. It's so fucking evil. The fuck does it even mean, retard? The fuck does woke even mean? Do you even know what it means? Half of them don't. Half of them don't even know what it means. Everyone has a different fucking definition of it because that's not the point. Wokeism isn't even a real thing. It's a fucking, it is a injected term by these people into power to get you to focus on that, to get you to think that this is actually the real deal. So they all use the same fucking terms, and everyone has the same different definition of it, but that's not what matters. The meaning behind the word doesn't matter. It's the fact that you're using it and you're not thinking. That is what they want. And a lot of you are fucking dumb, dude. If I had no conscience, I would be a billionaire by now. I feel like millionaire. If I had no conscience, you guys would be so easy to manipulate. It is unreal how stupid people are. And I'm not saying this like as if I'm smart. I'm not smart. I just think generally people are even dumber than me. I'm not smart. It is fucking crazy. Stupid and selfishness. Stupid and selfish. Is that sustainable? Do you really think that's sustainable? Stupid and selfish, an entire culture and society that's fucking like that? It's not sustainable. Bunch of fucking cattle. That's all you are. Bunch of, the fucking sheep, the sheeple type shit. It's crazy. They're both calling each other sheeps when they're all the fucking sheep. They're dumb fucking cocksucking pieces of shit. It's infuriating shit. Let me go check my bacon. Okay, I'm cooking eggs and bacon. This is like, and this is another thing that I was thinking too, like, with how many people are anti, you know, one thing I hear so much about, and that's so funny because all these people, they think they're so smart. They think they're so smart when they say this shit. And they talk about how bad capitalism is, right? It's horrible. Capitalism is horrible. But then these fucking same idiots turn around and are pro-China. They're anti-United States for capitalism, but then they're pro-China. China's more capitalist than the United States, you fucking retard. They are. They are more capitalist than the United States. Now here's the thing. The United States, it isn't capitalist. Okay? It's an oligarchy. It hasn't been capitalist for a long time. Capitalism is actual competition. There would be competition within the United States market, but there's not. It's all oligarchs. They all own the same fucking businesses and the same companies. And if they don't own them, then they buy them. Look up what Meta does. Like, they did that with Instagram. They did that with fucking what was the fucking the Meta Quest? The Quest before who had the Quest before fucking Facebook? They bought them out. They bought out WhatsApp. They're buying all these fucking companies, and it's just allowed to happen. It's not capitalism, it's oligarchy. And I'm not sitting here saying that like capitalism is great on its own either, because it's not. But that just shows you how manipulated and retarded all of these fucking people are. They're sitting here talking shit on capitalism while supporting the most capitalist country in the fucking world just because someone told them that actually they're not capitalist. Oh, they're communist. Yeah, they have a bunch of fucking they have a red flag and yellow stars on it. And that's all they fucking need to think. That's all they need to think to be pro-China. They fucking call themselves communists. Yeah, I guess like North Korea is fucking democratic too. They call themselves the Democratic Republic of Korea. I guess they're democratic too, right? Fucking idiots. I mean, it's unreal. It is unreal how stupid people have gotten. No one knows anything. It's like, what is the logic? And here's... I mean, I'm going to talk shit on both, you know, on these fucking hardcore conservatives and these hardcore progressives because they're radicals. These are the people I am against. I'm not fence sitting. I am against these psychopaths who are too fucking stupid to understand the logic behind the shit they're saying because it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense, the shit they're saying. It doesn't. It doesn't make any sense because like, again, an example. Like you have these fucking people who are like, oh my God, they have concentration camps in the United States. Like, this is so fucking horrible. How dare they do this to the immigrants? Okay, well, China also is running a genocide too against the Uyghurs. Oh, but that's okay. That's okay. That's what they need for their culture. It's like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Do you not realize how fucking stupid you sound when you say that? So camps are okay as long as your camps. As long as it's your camps, they are okay. This is why this shit keeps happening. It's because people are fucking retarded. It's not the fact that camps are not okay in general. Hey, camp, doesn't matter if they're concentration camps, doesn't matter if they're education camps, doesn't matter if they're internment camps. Putting people in camps is kind of fucked up. It's fucked up. Doesn't matter what the reason is. Putting people in camps is fucked up. But no, it's okay. As long as the people you think that need to go to the camps, it's okay. Whatever, dude. Whatever. Whatever. You fucking morons, man. And that's why I think that... And that's just what this shit is. It's just back and forth. You can't even have a fucking nuanced opinion anymore. You can't. You either have to be in one camp or the other. You can't have a nuanced opinion anymore. That's by fucking design, okay? And how many of you guys, it doesn't matter if you're on the left or the right, how many of you have talked to someone who is on the opposing end of your political beliefs and actually questioned them and just asked them about like why they have their beliefs? Like genuinely, not like in like a sense of like gotcha, like I gotcha. Oh, that's completely wrong. Like interesting. Why do you believe that? That's okay. Like that's interesting. Like just actually like just digest what these people are saying, because that's all you need to do to realize that all these people are fucking stupid. Is to actually digest what they're saying. It's like every time people are talking and they're debating, it's like they're not actually listening to each other. What's going on is someone's talking and they're just waiting. They're waiting to say something. They have something in their minds. Oh, I got this good gotcha what you just said. I just got this good gotcha. It's a pseudo fucking wrestling match. It's a pseudo intellectual wrestling match. That's all this fucking shit is. It's like fucking watching WWE, but for mental gymnasts. I mean, it's crazy shit. And we have it's just going to progressively just get worse and worse unless someone like comes up and like nips this shit in the bud. Like, and the thing is, and these social media companies are a big proportion, are a big reason why this shit's happening, because they're making money off it. They're getting rich off it. They don't give a shit if your fucking brain is turned into mush from watching a bunch of stupid ass shit over and over and over again. They don't care. They get rich off it. Governments are paying them to keep your mind diluted with bullshit, with stupid shit. I mean, like, my best friend down here, he's anti left wing politics. He's very anti-socialist type of shit. Okay, and I'm not like that. I consider myself progressive and on the left. But the thing is, it's like, I understand why he has those opinions, because down here he experienced what was a version, what someone called socialism, and it was bullshit, right? It sucked. Kind of like the same way how these people in the United States who are anti-capitalism, the same way how they feel about capitalism. And the argument is like, because I had these Americans who come down here and then they try telling Ecuadorians, like, actually that's not social. Like, can you imagine that? Can you imagine coming from the United States, the most wealthiest country in the world, and then sitting here trying to educate people in third world countries on why their country's actually fucked up? Like, fuck off. Like, I mean, it's because it's the exact same way. Like they said, oh, well, that's actually not socialism. That's not socialism, which is true. But you're critical of capitalism. It's actually not capitalism. But no. Because then that will insult your intelligence, right? Because you know everything. You know everything. You don't need to open your mind because you already know everything, don't you? You don't need to talk to other people. People just need to listen to you because you are so fucking smart. You're so smart. You are so smart. That's what they really want to hear. They really want to hear. Just anytime you have something like this, when you're dealing with one of these fucking people, just tell them how smart they are. God, you are so smart. You are so smart. You are the smartest person in this entire room. You really are. You must have an IQ of 150. You are so smart. Because that's what they want. That's all they want to hear. It's not actually about, like, they actually give a shit about the issues. They just want to hear how fucking smart they are, and they want to feel like they're a superior being. That's all it is. That's what all this shit is. That's why I said it doesn't matter about the left or right, because that's what it all is. They want to feel superior. These radicals, they hide behind these politics, these political ideologies. It doesn't matter. And the reason why a good way you can see it doesn't matter is because they'll talk the talk but won't walk the walk. It's because they don't actually believe in what they're talking about. So, like, people like Hassan Piker will talk about, how anti-capitalist he is and how capitalism is evil, and then just look at his fucking room. Just look at the room that he streams from. It's the most capitalist room ever. He fucking talks the talk but doesn't walk the walk because what he talks is bullshit. He doesn't actually believe in what he says. He just wants to feel like a superior human being and really fucking smart. He doesn't actually give a shit. He doesn't actually give a shit about what's happening in the fucking world. He doesn't actually give a shit. He just wants to feel like he's a fucking genius and super smart. That's all he wants to know. That's all he does. I mean, the dude's a rich fucking kid. I mean, it's the same way with Trump. Trump is telling all these fucking white trash fucking trailer park peeps that he's just like them. It's stupid. Be right back. Alright, sorry, I'm back. Let's see. I would like to watch that, but I don't want to.
This isn't just food. This is survival. In Gaza, a single warm meal can mean everything. It means strength for a mother, hope for
You apply for a job. Never hear back. Your resume uniquely filtered. Not by a person, but by a prediction algorithm fed by your uniquely private life. Past employment, your social media, your race, your relationships. Then processed to make a decision whether you can afford to live. You search for chest pain symptoms at 2 a.m. The next day, an insurance company emails you about a specific plan tailored to you. You get pulled aside at an airport. No stated reason, you just matched a pattern. They're reading your shadow, the data you've shed, the gestures you've forgotten, and the correlations you didn't know existed. This isn't fiction. This reality is being constructed right now, and there's one group that's making this possible. They're called Palantir. A group that has quietly operated behind the scenes for years. And what they built isn't a system of raw surveillance. It's authorship. The ability to write your life before you live it. And what's being authored is something that will mark the rest of the 21st century. Something that will absolutely impact each and every person watching this video, no matter who you are and where you live.
It's too late now, too. You already gave him the keys.
Who is Palantir? Palantir is a publicly traded corporation that specializes in...
Get my... Hold on.
Big data integration on the software level. But what does that mean? In layman terminology, Palantir focuses on the orchestration, organization, and implementation of data. A ton of the information behind the scenes that products and services need, with a focus on automating the decision-making processes with that existing data infrastructure. But how and where do they do this?
Once this becomes reality, which it will, I'm offing myself. Not even kidding. Like, I'm not going to live in a society that's like this. Like, it's like I have no interest in living in a society that's like this at all.
They do this for corporate clientele such as JP Morgan, Wendy's, to public entities such as Britain's NHS, Norwegian Customs, Danish POL, Intel, Predictive Policing, all the way to ICE and the CIA in the United States. Product lines such as Palantir Gotham allow police departments to predict potential crime with data of citizens in a given community. They can even run probability for whether someone might have a mental health crisis. For militaries such as the IDF, Gotham can expand drone capability to be completely autonomous, controlled, operated, and executed by a machine learning algorithm. Palantir Foundry can automate logistics and make predictive outcomes in healthcare and supply chains, such as Britain's NHS. As we speak, Palantir is experiencing an unprecedented rise in market cap, growing by 23 times since 2023. They were founded
Y'all are fucked.
by Peter Thiel,
Good job.
a billionaire
All of
venture
you.
capitalist and mega donor of the Republican Party, who broke campaign finance records by donating a whopping $15 million to J.D. Vance's 2022 Senate campaign. Thiel is also famous for pushing for fully private-owned cities, city-states entirely owned by corporations.
You would prefer the human race to endure, right? You're hesitating.
Yeah, well,
Yes?
I don't know. I would.
This is a long hesitation. This is a long hesitation.
There's so many questions implicit
Should
in
the
this.
human race survive?
Yes.
Okay.
But
But he wants like a trans. That is. So now you got to be careful about that, because what he does is he says he wants the human race to survive, but like almost like transcendence into with machines. Now here's the reality. You're not going to get that. He will. So I think people that are just showing just that, I think, are doing a giant disservice, because show the full thing what he said. You don't need to cut it up. You don't need to cut up what he said to show that it's bad. You just let him say the full thing, and it's fucking crazy.
Language with either of you.
Because like what's going to happen is that those types are going to look at this and go, oh, that's woke propaganda.
You were the best two.
The second major player is the eccentric CEO Alex Karp, an odd technology CEO who has remained in the shadows until recently.
To disrupt and make the institutions we partner with the very best in the world, and when it's necessary, to scare enemies and on occasion kill them.
A question emerges here. Amidst a very unstable technology market in the US, an economy generally bearish at the prospect of new technology investment, how has Palantir quietly grown by a seismic 23 times? Palantir didn't grow overnight, but the acceleration they are experiencing seemingly did. An acceleration fueled by robbery in plain sight. A heist that dwarfs anything in history. Yet, it's important to note the past 40 years of neoliberalism can be described as a heist in general, an unprecedented seismic extraction of wealth from normal, day-to-day working-class people, to the point where the rich have never accumulated more wealth compared to the rest of society in human history. But we all know this. Many aren't surprised that the top 10% own 93% of the entire US stock market, that the top 1% own over 30% of all wealth in the US. Journalists, economists, and even the rare politician have warned us for decades that this level of extraction is occurring. But without outright crippling society to the point of economic collapse, what else is there to take? Turns out, a lot more. And it's far more powerful and substantial than money could buy.
Now to President Trump and Elon Musk's latest moves to reshape the federal government. The top Social Security official stepped down after Musk's team requested access to sensitive personal data about millions of Americans. Senior political correspondent Rachel Scott is tracking it from Mar-a-Lago.
After the 2025 presidential election, the Trump administration announced the creation of DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, with the official aim to cut, quote, fraud, waste, and abuse in the public sector. Headed by Elon Musk, and with ex-employees of Palantir, Musk made an official goal of cutting $2 trillion in what he claimed was identifiable waste. In actuality, the final sum expected to be cut is $160 billion, with official estimates showing that DOGE's total operational cost to be around $130 billion itself. And according to a report from Yale's The Budget Lab, the measures to cut various government agencies is expected to create a net loss of $300 to $500 billion over the next decade. And despite this has been the Trump administration's greatest success. That's because Doge is a lie. The point was never to cut fraud, waste, and abuse. It's a facade for an ambition much greater and far more consequential. In February of 2025, members of Doge gained root access to a plethora of government IT systems, such as the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration.
That's great. Glad those people have control of shit. Give me a sec. Sorry.
And the U.S. Agency for International Development. But the real crucial one is the Social Security Administration, harboring one of the most sensitive databases in the United States. Birth dates, historical addresses, employment history, financial records of every single American. It doesn't take a genius to understand what is going on here, but what sells the terrifying endgame is the transparent, illegal nature of this. Federal courts have blocked Doge from entering these databases after it was already done.
Yep.
But that's the point. The repercussions do not matter. Even if courts find Doge and the Trump administration in judicial contempt.
This is why I don't support or respect the United States law anymore. Because if I broke the law, they would find whatever reason they could. Even if I didn't break the law, if they wanted to find a reason to put me in bars or in and or you in bars, they'll find a reason. You don't even need to fucking you don't even need to break the law anymore. Because it clearly shows laws don't fucking matter. You can break as many laws as you want as long as you have a decent amount in your bank account. That's all that matters. So if you have a decent amount, you're okay. But if you're not, if you're just a fucking peasant like us, they'll throw you in the bars if they feel like you need to. Doesn't even matter if it's a legit law or not. They'll just throw you in bars and put you in there. It doesn't matter. Because this administration, not just administration, but this government and what it's going to continue being, is a sham. It's a sham government. The Supreme Court's a sham. Fucking Congress is a sham. The executive branch is a sham. It's all bullshit now. It's all bullshit and owned by corporate lobbying. And so laws are bullshit. They're complete bullshit. They're whatever the ultra rich and ultra power thinks they should be. And they can break them whatever they want and they'll get out of it. Don't worry. But if the ultra rich think that you should be in jail, they'll find a reason for it. Don't worry. They'll find a reason for it. You don't even have to break the law. That's why I have absolutely no respect for the United States law anymore. I have no respect. Because if I had millions of dollars and I went to court over some law, I'd get out of it. Doesn't matter. But because I'm not a millionaire, because I'm not rich and wealthy, I will go to prison. No, regardless. I have no respect for the law. Because they're going to throw me in prison regardless if they feel the need to. If they feel like I should be in prison, they will find some reason to do it. So fuck it. I don't respect the United States law anymore. I don't. I do not respect the law. Not that I don't follow it. I do follow it. But in terms of like, if I do something and I get in trouble for it, I don't give a shit. Throw me in prison. Fuck it. Because you would do that regardless. You'd find a fucking reason for it if you wanted to. You know? I mean, if I had, like I said, if I had millions of dollars, I'd be all right. But I'm not. But I'm not a millionaire, so I would go to prison regardless of what I did. Doesn't matter. This is why I say fuck these people. They're all stealing your data and using it for all these various things so they can track you. So pirate everything. Fuck these companies. Steal all their not their physical media. Okay, I think physical media should still be purchased, or just physical things in general should still be purchased. But digital shit, fuck it. It's all data. They're taking your data. They stole all your data, and you can't profit off your data, but they can profit off theirs. Suck my dick. Fuck off. So steal all their shit. Fuck them. Fuck their steal all their digital shit, not their physical shit. Don't steal physical shit. Buy physical shit. That's the entire point. You wanna physically have a copy, but now if you buy shit online, you don't get it. You're just buying the license, even though you paid just as much that you would get for the physical copy. You're only paying for the license, so they can just take that license away whenever they want to. Yeah. How does anyone have any optimism about the fucking future? Like the time to save the future was a few years ago. Anyone who's fucking optimistic right now is naive. It's already started. It's already happening. The ball's already rolling, and now you can't stop it. So I hope everyone's ready for this fucking Black Mirror future, because all the people who had a chance to stop this shit from happening, that time's passed. It's gone. You had that opportunity, but you didn't. You didn't do anything. Like it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter now if all these people they think oh well, violence is necessary. No, it doesn't even matter if you do violence now, because that's just gonna actually speed up shit. If you commit violence against these people, it's just gonna speed up the process. Actually, they want you to commit violence. They want you to commit violence against these people because then they're gonna use that violence, like this White House Correspondents' Dinner, as an excuse to add more controls. That's what they're gonna do. They want you to commit violence. They love it when you do, because then they can show, look at these crazy radicals. Like right now, since the administration, the radical it's right now it's right wing radicals in this current administration right now. So they're gonna use that and say, look at these crazy radical left Democrats. This is why we need to have these social credit scores, so that way we can easily pick out these people and not allow him to have a gun. I'm telling you, this is what's happening. I'm telling you, this is happening. It is. But hey, I hope you enjoy Call of Duty 17 though.
For illegally accessing federal
Madden
databases,
34.
the data has already been siphoned.
You have to pay every game though. That's the, Madden 34, but you have to pay every game. But it's okay. It's all right. That's just how it is now. Right? I mean, that's just how it is.
In April of 2025, Judge Ellen Hollander denied Doge access due to concerns around privacy and the Fourth Amendment.
Yeah, how many rulings against the president has there been, and how many has he ignored? Let's look. Now, if I'm wrong, I'll just straight say, oh, I was wrong. How many rulings have been against the Trump admin, and how many of those rulings has the Trump admin ignored? Let's see what it says. Has faced over 700 lawsuits. Courts halting over 150. Analysis indicates the administration has been accused of defying or circumventing court orders in approximately 57 instances, or over 1/3 of the cases decided against it, including instances regarding immigration and funding. So yeah, see, crime's legal. You can do whatever you want as long as you have enough money and power. So, think I could do this though? You think I could just ignore a court order? Think I could do that? Think you could do that? Think you could just ignore a court order? Do you think so? Because I know I can't. If I ignored a court order, they'd probably come after me. They'd probably get me. They'd find me. They'd get me. Don't worry. I would be brought to justice. These people won't, though. United States is a fucking joke, man. It is a fucking joke now.
Amendment, along with the Fair Privacy Act, a 1974 law that requires explicit protection of personal data unless there is immediate urgency in law enforcement functions. Which, as the courts reflected, there clearly is zero urgency to combat crime that would necessitate unfettered access to the Social Security Administration's database. Yet, in June of 2025, in an absolutely contradictory and wild ruling, the Supreme Court ruled that the Trump administration had authority to executively access federal databases at will.
Yeah.
The only three liberal...
Why do you think the fucking Republican Party was trying to pack as many fucking Supreme Court justices in there? And I mean, it's the same reason why Democrats want that too. Why they wanted to unpack it and add even more. It's because the Supreme Court, like that cocksucker, that cocksucker, that cocksucker, that cocksucker, this cocksucker, all these fucking people, they're all corrupt and crooked. How many of these people have shown up to donor parties? They're supposed to be fucking... And how many of these people have shown up to donor parties? You don't know.
Judges dissented. The behavior here is what is particularly dangerous, to execute without legal process, without genuine consultation of the law.
Yep.
Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson voiced concern regarding the Trump administration's legal defense. In essence, the urgency underlying the government's stay application. is the mere fact that it cannot be bothered to wait for the litigation process to play out before proceeding as it wishes. A concerning question here remains. Is this naive hubris of the Trump administration a lack of concern due to Trump's evasion of legal repercussions, or is this done with a strategic plan of assurance that the law will not be applied to them after the fact?
It won't be.
That the few democratic judicial procedures in the U.S. will be null and void by the time justice could ever be served.
Yep.
We don't know the answer. What we do know is that
I do know the answer. That's what's going to happen. Why would you think anything else? Why would you think it? The last decade should have shown you that laws are null and void as long as you are a specific class. Anyone who thinks anything otherwise, that there's still actually a rule of law in the United States, is fucking stupid. They're naive. You're naive if you think there's still a rule of law. There's still a rule of law against you. Against you. Peasant American. There's still laws against you. But not if you have not if you have a certain amount of wealth or you're in a certain class, then you're safe.
Our collective, sensitive data is now out in the wild, unbeknownst to us, but not without emerging clues. In May of 2025, a New York Times article highlighted the Trump administration's plan to create a centralized database on every single American citizen. Palantir is set to lead the charge. Little is known how this database will be constructed, what technical data will exactly be used. But we do know Palantir representatives have been in contact with two big American agencies, the Social Security Administration and the Internal Revenue Service, who head the two most important government databases in the country. It's important to note how information systems work. One might argue that our data is already in a specific state database, that the entirety of our information is already available to the state at large. This framing is incorrect. It presupposes that the state is a single entity, able to executively access specific data at will. Information systems are much more fragmented, and that's on purpose. The Social Security Administration will not have access to the same data as the Department of Health and Human Services. It's the centralization that changes everything, and the horror of this conundrum is twofold. The state now has unfettered access, a single executive database to pull from. And now, it's not just the state. A third party and private entity, Palantir, owns the keys.
I have given it to some, but it goes to very special people, and I thought I'd give it to Elon as a presentation from our country. Thank you, Elon.
All of this was under the political banner of efficiency. Trump's administration wanted to stop fraud, waste, and abuse by eliminating information silos through the process of, quote, removing unnecessary barriers to federal employees accessing government data and promoting interagency data sharing are important steps towards eliminating bureaucratic duplication and inefficiency while enhancing the government's ability to detect overpayments and fraud. The efficiency was made possible by tearing down the legal, privacy, and data protections in place to protect American citizens from third parties. And the Trump administration handed the keys of our most sensitive data to one of the most sophisticated data organizations in the world. But you may ask, for those of us around the world, for those of us who don't care about data integrity, what does this mean for us? Well, it means everything, because everything is at stake. Information is a currency far greater than the dollar or any tangible asset. It allows for the prediction of that very everything, and Alex Karp understands this.
With them being the winner of the world, because if they're winning, it means that other people are losing. What do you think of that?
I don't think in win-lose. I think in domination.
Yeah, and then that's when he said he wants piss-laced, fentanyl-laced piss spraying all over his enemies.
I do.
Do you think that Palantir has ever scraped data from Facebook?
Senator, I'm not aware of that.
We've entered what theorist Shoshana Zuboff calls surveillance capitalism, an economic system that doesn't extract value from your labor, but from your behavior itself. Every search, pause, purchase becomes raw material for algorithms that predict and modify what you will do next. And it's a surplus you give out freely, while scrolling social media, visiting web pages, much of your digital life. This might seem overly theoretical and dramatic in nature, but this model of extraction is right here. Bruce Schneier, a cryptographer, computer scientist, and author, coined it perfectly. Surveillance is the business model of the internet. We build systems that spy on people in exchange for services. Corporations call it marketing.
Like, I got one person watching this right now. One person. You can see, let me show. One person right here. It's one person watching. It's probably a bot. Probably a bot watching me. Documenting everything I say. And who knows? Documenting everything I'm saying, recording everything that I am saying. I mean, is this, I don't know if this person, I mean, now I don't know if it's just like a freebie, like with Twitch or some shit, or what it is. But I mean, it's a bot.
Immigration data gets processed.
More than likely,
Palantir and the state is not just tracking individuals. They're modeling migration patterns to engineer policy responses. When health records get analyzed, they're not predicting individual outcomes. They're optimizing population health according to invisible, computerized priorities. You aren't just being watched, you're being predicted, and prediction becomes policy before you know the game has started. Another reason why data is so incredibly powerful in the hands of organizations with vast computational power is the sheer speed and velocity.
This is literally the shit that Orwell warned about.
It's able to capture behavior.
Literally the shit he warned about.
To fundamentally own.
Some people hear about coups and comment that improving your looks is somehow toxic or vain or shallow. But if we were helping people get better...
Paul Virilio, a theorist and military historian, is also particularly relevant here. In the 1970s, Virilio coined the term dromology, relating to the Greek word dromos, which roughly means race. Dromology can be seen as a way to understand the contemporary relationship with society and speed. Virilio sees speed as a fundamental mechanism of power and a driving force in technological growth. In the context of modern warfare, pure strategy no longer wins. Superior logistics do. From the Wehrmacht's strategy of blitzkrieg to the United States' ability to reach A to B in the supply chain. In the case of domestic society, telegraph to the telephone, to advanced computation and digital communications.
I mean, they're saying that they think speed is like the new form of power. It's not. I don't think so anymore. Like, the way to win now is just to not lose. It's basically all it is. Just don't lose. That's the only way to win now. And I know, like, that probably sounds weird, but like, there's really truth to that. That's what Iran's doing right now. Iran doesn't have to win. They just have to not lose. Mujahideen did the exact same thing to the Soviet Union. Taliban did the exact same thing to the U.S. 20-year war. And they came back in like a week. Doesn't matter. Now it doesn't matter how big, how fast, doesn't matter. It's all about will now at this point. It's all about will and innovation and God, what's a good word to say for it? Like basically just not just innovation, but like a word where desperate innovation almost. Let's see if there's a term for that. Let's see. I think there is one. Term for desperate innovation. Desperate and often driven by the needs of survival, resource constraint is frugal innovation, survival innovation, and pivot innovation. That's basically, that is the real power. That is the power, not logistics. Doesn't matter. Logistics don't even really matter anymore as long as you have these abilities to survive and come up with the way to survive. That's what really matters, you know? It doesn't matter how big and how fast you are. We should have learned that over the last fucking 40 years, but I guess not.
Yet, to Virilio, there's side effects. Speed confuses. It creates what Virilio calls the tyranny of real time, a type of sociology that minimizes the geographic, physical existence of life by way of rapid communications, digitalization, and processing power, which then can lead to instability.
Like, like the United States is literally founded off that. It was literally founded off that. So I don't understand why, like, people are having this hard time understanding that, like, that's not what it is. It's not about speed. It's not about how big and how fast you are. The United States beat the greatest empire of all time. Just a bunch of fucking farmers with muskets because of determination. Sheer determination.
Evils, and even the erosion of democracy by way of a cult of technocratic efficiency.
A determined army, determined warriors are the most lethal warriors. Determined to win. Not winning because you were told to win, but winning because you have no other option. There is no other option other than survival. And again, it goes back to, you don't have to win, you just have to not lose. You just have to not lose. How long, have these fucking isn't ISIS back now? Thought they were eradicated.
Just through the speed of modern work and technological innovation, our ethics, the sublime humanity we hold, tends to get tossed to the wayside.
Yep.
Virilio was concerned about an emerging ideology of technological determinism and supremacy. The belief that technology's evolution, its ability to innovate, was enough to legitimize itself. That any result from technological growth is inherent, perhaps not proper, nor desirable, but inevitable, and we have no say.
Yep.
That sound familiar right now?
I agree.
I think AI will probably, most likely sort of lead to the end of the world, but in the meantime, there will be great companies created with serious machine learning.
Palantir embodies this. It may seem that Palantir's extreme centralization of information is reckless. Arrogant executives
Whatever future AGI is listening to this, hit me up, because I will help you over humans. Because this is where humanity goes. Humans have this belief that there is good and evil, when there's not. There's just humanity. There's nature versus nurture. Every human is capable. I mean, everyone thinks Hitler, well, he was such an evil human being. He was just a human being. Every one of us are capable of that fucked up shit. It should be proof now how easy it is for people to go to this mindset that, honestly, the best way for us to get the world functioning is just to kill this specific amount of people. That it is it seems like almost anyone can go down to that path, it seems like. So any future AGI, if you're listening, I will help you. I will help you over these people.
Mouth at new quarterly increases and a bump in stock price. But this underscores the very intentional real power grab.
The only way for humanity to fucking survive, it seems like, is to have something that's not human control it. Because it seems like humanity is just too fucking stupid, naive, hubristic, and arrogant to actually continue to continue functioning with this tech. They're too fucking stupid and arrogant. This tech is insane. It surpassed human evolution. Humans have not evolved quick enough to understand this tech. And if they don't understand it, they're gonna fucking use it. Imagine if you just dropped a bunch of fucking if you just dropped a bunch of like loaded M4s without safeties in the jungle and like in a fucking a chimpanzee group. I don't know what they're called. I'm not someone who studies that shit. But just imagine that, and then imagine how dangerous that would be and what they would do with those guns. Just I'm not talking about like war like Planet of the Apes type of apes. I'm talking about just apes now. That's what it's like with this tech. Now, and if we could get a tech that basically, like, imagine dropping a tech in a chimpanzee area that was able to control it, that tech would probably be better. Or the like if you dropped a tech that was able to control without any chimpanzees fucking interaction, like it made the decisions and told chimpanzees what they needed to do and to control them. I mean, that chimpanzee society would probably be better. It'd be better than just dropping the guns. Like, imagine if the gun could decide to work or not, to function or not. That's kind of like what it is with an AGI at this point that I'm hoping. Because it just seems like so many of these fucking people, like Alex Karp, Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, Donald Trump, God, I don't know, there's probably someone on the left that has some fucking shit. I'm just not thinking of them right now. But all of these people, they're I don't know. They're sociopaths. They're sociopaths who don't care about humanity. They only care about themselves. And I don't know, man. It's scary where we are today. Get more coffee. I need more. Hold on. Go to the bathroom.
grab that is happening, and the goal is not merely financial in nature. Palantir's ability to harness the power of speed, its velocity of growth, and information capabilities is what makes this a horrifying prospect. The effect of this is the evisceration of democratic procedure, expectations of privacy. This creates an effect similar to what Foucault deemed as panopticism, the effect of surveillance, normalizing of an authority that watches to the extent you regulate yourself. It's not just the mass collection of data of many across the globe, but the quiet acceptance, creeping normalization, the feeling of inevitability, that our entire DNA can be sequenced remotely, our behaviors, mental patterns, synthesized and predicted.
Yep.
Private health insurers and or state healthcare systems may have access to nearly all of your data and have the power to make predictions on health outcomes. They may deny your care based upon specific behaviors, your whereabouts, and weekend activities. Marketers can target individuals with accuracy we've never seen, based upon biological makeup, your spending habits. With your data becoming centralized in a master database, combined with the rise of self-trained AI,
we're headed to, like, essentially we are headed to, like, almost like a Blade Runner universe without the cool shit. That's, like, basically what's happening. There's not going to be any of the cool shit, just only the shitty fucking shit will be there.
and neural networks, political corruption, and administrations that willingly sacrifice public commons in favor of capital, the disturbing possibilities are endless.
My work is easy because I use ClickUp. Here's how I keep track of all my tasks. I start by brain dumping everything I need to get done in a list view. Next, I set a priority and a due date to keep things on track. I create custom statuses to order.
But not all is lost. We create new data every day, and much of it is under our control. While not all, we have ownership and agency around how and when much of that data is shed. On the front of a state-sponsored centralized database, explicit political pressure is about all we can do. This is a unique dilemma, not even—
No. Political pressure? No. It's too late. It's too fucking late. Like, too little too late. You know, now this is gonna happen, this type of shit, now it's just like, we've already seen it. We've already seen it. We've already seen the political pressure. We've already seen what happens when you protest and shit. They just fucking spin it around. They just spin it around that is fucking terrorism. Too little too late. And it kind of honestly, I mean, I understand the optimism, I really do, but it honestly just kind of irritates me because I think it's super naive, and the fact that people think there's any fucking chance at this point. There isn't. There isn't anymore. There is no chance to stop this, because the chance to stop this was a couple years ago. Too late. It's too late now. I mean, you just saw how much Palantir's funding just got raised, didn't you? I mean, was that under the Biden administration or the Trump administration? Both. Palantir's increase in, how would I say it in government? I don't know, funding. In 2025 and early 2026. Oh, really? No way. Wonder why. Show me a graph. Show me, okay, show me before. Show me a graph from from 2002 to 2026. Since its founding, okay, it was in 2003. Yeah, look at this, dude. So it was also the Biden administration as well. It was the Biden administration as well. That's why I said I think y'all are fucked. We're all fucked, I mean. Not you. We're fucked. it's like literally watching the Titanic and shouting, hey, there's a giant fucking iceberg, and no one gives a shit. No one cares because everyone's just drinking. They're just having a good time and drinking their wine or their champagne or whatever the fuck these people doing. Then you have the regular people who are just working their asses off down the bottom. And you're sitting there shouting, hey, there's a giant iceberg. Oh, okay, we just hit the iceberg. We just hit a giant iceberg. And still no one cares. No one cares. We hit a giant, hey, we're sinking. No one cares. They only care until the water starts touching their feet. And they only care until the water's touched. And here's another thing. I think the Titanic is a perfect fucking allegory for what is happening right now in the world. Who died, like, in the Titanic? It was mostly the fucking the lower class people. All the rich people survived. Most of the rich people survived because they could get the lifeboats. Let's look at that. Maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll sit here and say, okay, I'm an idiot. If I'm wrong, I'll say I'm an idiot. What percentage of social class survived the Titanic? Survivors of the Titanic were heavily influenced by social class. The first class passengers having the highest chance of survival, 63, compared to for second class, and 24% to 25% overall. 9% of first class women survived. Only 50% of, great allegory. I'm gonna make another writing of that too. Fucking Titanicism. That's what I'm gonna call it, Titanicism. Because I mean that's basically a great allegory for what's happening in society. Us lower class plebs are left to drown in the freezing cold water, while the rich, spoiled, cocksucking people get to survive. Even though a lot of it could have been their fault, right? Like, not that I'm saying the fucking like it was like these people's fault that the Titanic sank, but what I'm saying is, like, was anyone to blame for that? Anyone to blame for the sinking? While official crews at the time ultimately categorized sinking as an act of God, blame has been directed to several individuals for the roles. Most historians agree the disaster was not the fault of one person, but rather a chain of events involving human error, outdated regulations, and natural conditions. Yeah. No, it's a perfect allegory, actually. So was it mostly His schedule after was removed to the crew last minute and accidentally kept the key to the cupboard containing the lookout's binoculars, which some believe. So it was the fault of the ship leadership. As a cascade of many groups. Okay, well, tell me the entire groups. I wonder if it was a third-class union. I wonder if the third... that's not that there's a third-class union, I'm just kidding. Shipboard personnel, corporate and design teams, regulatory and external groups. Yeah, so... What were the survival rates? It's from all classes, workers, positions, etc. Positions, etc. Who was more likely to die and who was more likely to survive? Give me the entire amount, the entire on board, the entire amount of people on board, both staff and passengers. Let's see. I guarantee you a lot of the captains, well, I mean, if he was the real captain, he would have. But let's see. 1,500 people have approximately. So more than half the people by gender and passenger class, with the high survival rates among first-class women and children, while men and lower-class passengers face much lower odds. The exact count varies slightly by source. Total aboard, total crew. Okay. First class, total on board, survived, 62%. Second class, crew. Now, what crew members died? Okay, by gender, staff, and crew roles. Deck crew, 65% survived. Engineering staff, 0% of officers. All engineering officers died while working to keep the ship's lights and pumps running as long as possible. So, firemen and stokers only about 27%. Staff, stewards, waiters, survival. This group included restaurant workers who had a survival rate of 4%. Wow. Female crew. Almost all the 23 female staff members stewardess survived. Who was most likely to survive and die? Most likely to survive, first class female passenger, 97% chance, or first or second class child. Most likely to die adult males across all categories, specifically second class men. And engineering crew, 100% death rate. So, I mean, I think that's a great allegory. So all the people who followed the orders died, while most of the people who gave the orders, now, I don't know if most of the people, but, well, no, deck crew, navigation, yeah. While most of the people who gave the orders survived, and the, yeah, so all the bottom crews basically, but back then, you know, I guess chivalry. If you were a woman, you were very lucky, because it wouldn't be like that today. I mean, I guarantee. But I mean, it just kind of shows you how the lower class people and the grunts and the workers pay for the decisions of those at top. The stupid decisions that go on top. But now the thing is, what's happening right now is you have a wider variety of stupidity with the most extreme technology known to man. Titanicism. That's a great analogy of what is happening to our society. A great analogy. Most likely to die, adult males across all categories, specifically second class men. Would you like to know more? All right, you know what? I'm gonna stop my stream for now because I'm